I let everybody know that you're mine, and you can't deny that either. You don't even realize how deeply your name sits inside my chest. I didn't claim you out of pride. I claimed you because every breath I take already belongs to you. They looked at me with shock when I said it out loud, but I didn't care. Let the whole kingdom whisper. Let them question my sanity. I only speak the truth you try so hard to run from. You think staying silent will change anything? It won't. Your silence only feeds the fire inside me. Every time you disappear, every time you avoid facing what lies between us, it becomes clearer that you feel everything you're trying to hide. You can lie to them, but you can't lie to me. Not when your heart betrays you every time it beats my name. You're not here, but I still talk to you like you're standing right in front of me, because your absence screams louder than any presence ever could. I imagine your eyes widening when you hear what I told them. Imagine the way your breath would catch, not because you're scared of me, but because you know I meant every word. And you know a part of you wanted me to. You don't see what happens to me when the world tries to pull you away. Something darker rises, something that refuses to break, something that refuses to let you slip into another life that doesn't include me. I'm not trying to be gentle anymore. Gentleness was never enough for what we are. What I feel is too fierce, too consuming to hide behind calm words. You can run from the kingdom, from the expectations, from their warnings. But you can't run from the truth written between us. I feel you everywhere I go. I see you in every shadow, hear you in every quiet moment. And the more you try to deny what binds us, the stronger it becomes. You think you're protecting yourself, but all you're doing is proving how much power I hold over your heart. You may not hear me right now, but I know my words reach you somehow. You feel the pull, heavy, relentless, undeniable. I don't want your fear. I want your surrender. Not forced, just inevitable. Because you already belong to me in ways you can't explain, in ways you've never admitted out loud. And that truth is stronger than any distance you try to create. You can't deny me. Not because I command you, but because the universe refused to build you without weaving a part of me into your very breath. They can try to separate us, they can try to make you forget, but they don't understand what I do. You were mine long before either of us confessed it. And no matter how far you go, how long you hide, destiny will drag you back to the place where you always belonged. With me, you don't understand how your silence curls around my throat like a reminder of everything you refuse to admit. I feel you even when you vanish into the distance, even when you pretend nothing tastes you to me. Every time you pull away, something inside me tightens, something dark and unshakable, because the truth you hide from is the same truth I breathe with every heartbeat. You think ignoring what we are will erase it, but it only sharpens the craving that's been growing inside me since the moment fate pushed us together. I speak to the empty air as if you're right here, because your absence burns louder than your presence ever did. You can hide your face from me, but not the way your soul still leans in my direction. You don't see how many battles I fight in my own mind, just to keep myself from tearing apart the world that keeps you away. They think I'm losing myself. They whisper that I've changed, that I've fallen into a darkness I can't escape. They're right, but they don't understand that this darkness isn't my weakness. It's the only part of me that still feels alive because it remembers you. You can pretend you're free, pretend you don't hear my name echoing in your thoughts, but I know better. You carry me with you in places you don't speak of, in the quiet moments when the world stops distracting you. And even if you try to deny it, you feel the same pull. the same unstoppable force that drags your heart toward mine, no matter how far you run. You don't realize how your memory haunts these halls. I see you in mirrors, in shadows, in every breath of the night that brushes past me, and every time I picture your face, something fierce rises inside me, something that refuses to let anyone else claim a single piece of you. They can judge me, fear me, warn me, but they can't change what lives in my blood. You aren't standing in front of me, but I still speak to you because these words were carved for you alone. Maybe they'll reach you through the wind, through the ache you try to swallow, through the dreams you can't control. Maybe they already have, and maybe that's why you can't fully let go, no matter how convinced you are that you should. You don't have to admit anything, not now, not out loud, not to the world, but deep inside, you know the truth I carry isn't a threat, it's a destiny neither of us can break. And no matter how far you try to distance yourself, that truth will keep echoing between us until the day you finally stop running and confront what has always been yours and what has always been mine. You don't even realize how your distance feeds the storm tightening inside my chest. Every time I think of you, something heavy settles in me, something that refuses to fade no matter how many days pass without your voice. You can disappear from sight, but you can't erase the hold you left on me. I feel it every moment, like a shadow that breathes my name and yours together. You think silence protects you, but it only exposes the truth you refuse to face. I hear you in every quiet place, in every pause between my thoughts. Even when you try to forget me, your absence screams louder than any words you could have said. You can pretend you're untouched by this, but your denial only shows how deeply you're already entangled in me. You don't understand how the world looks without you, how everything feels wrong, too empty, too still. I walk through these halls with a darkness burning under my skin, a darkness that grows each time I imagine you choosing distance over the bond that was never optional for either of us. They say I've changed, and maybe I have, but losing you would have destroyed me far worse. You can hide behind their warnings and their rules, but you cannot hide from the way your heart still reacts when you hear my name. You don't say it out loud, but I know it trembles inside you. You can deny it to them. You can deny it to yourself, but you can't deny it to me. Not when the truth between us is the only thing that ever felt real in a world full of lies. You don't know how many times I reach out as if you might suddenly be standing in front of me again. I imagine your breath, your hesitation, the way your eyes would look when you realize I still refuse to let you slip away. That thought keeps me alive. That thought keeps me burning. And that thought keeps me walking further into the darkness that grew stronger the moment you left. You aren't here, but your presence clings to everything I touch. I speak into the night because it's the only place that listens without judgment. I whisper your name like a confession I never meant for anyone else to hear. Maybe the wind carries those words to you. Maybe your heart feels their weight even if your mind tries to ignore it. Either way, they were always meant for you. You don't have to come back. You don't have to speak. You don't even have to admit what you feel. But fate doesn't need your permission to pull you toward me. It never did. And no matter how far you try to run, the truth will keep dragging you back to the place you fear the most, back to the part of me that already belongs to you, and the part of you that never truly left me. You don't know how your silence echoes through every corner of my mind, turning calm thoughts into storms I can't escape. Every time you stay away, something dark stirs deeper inside me, something that refuses to let go of what it knows is meant to be mine. You aren't standing here, but your absence presses against me harder than any presence ever could. You think avoiding me will weaken the bond between us, but it only sharpens it. Every moment you spend far from me becomes another thread pulling us tighter together. I breathe, and your name rises with every exhale. I close my eyes, and your image burns behind them. No force in this kingdom, not distance, not fear, not time, has managed to dim the intensity you left behind. You don't understand how deeply you're carved into me. People look at me like I've lost control, like I've surrendered myself to something dangerous. Maybe I have, but it's not danger that scares me. It's the idea of you slipping into a world where I no longer exist. I would rather embrace every shadow in my soul than live with the emptiness your absence creates. You can hide behind walls, behind people, behind lies you tell yourself, but you cannot hide from the truth that ties you to me. I feel it every time the wind shifts, every time the night grows too quiet. Even if you whisper to yourself that you're free, your heart knows better. It beats with a rhythm I've memorized. It answers to a pull you can't sever. You have no idea how many times I've reached out into darkness, thinking for a moment that you might be close enough to touch. The shadows play tricks on me, but even they know your shape. I imagine you standing there, breath caught, unsure whether to run or stay, and every time I picture it, something fierce rises in me, a vow that I will not let the world take you from me. You're not here, yet I speak to you as if you can hear every word. Maybe you do. Maybe somewhere your heart stumbles the way mine does when your memory hits me too hard. I whisper truths I never said aloud when you were near. I confess things only the night deserves to hear, and though you may never respond, I know the universe carries my words to you in ways neither of us can deny. You don't have to admit anything, not now, not ever. But the truth remains untouched by your denial. It lives in the space between our breaths, in the silence that binds us tighter than any promise. You can run from me, from this kingdom, from everything we are, but you can't run from fate. And fate has already decided that a part of you belongs to me, no matter how far you try to disappear. You don't understand how every second without you digs deeper into me, carving out a space that only your presence can fill. Your silence doesn't push me away. It pulls me further into the darkness you left behind. I walk through rooms that still carry traces of you, and even though you're not here, it feels like you've never truly gone. That's what you don't see. You exist in me even in your absence. You think distance can protect you from what we both know is real, but distance only exposes the truth you keep trying to bury. I can feel your hesitation, your confusion, your fear. Every part of it draws me closer. You can pretend you don't hear me, pretend you don't feel the pull, but your silence screams louder than any words you could speak. You don't see how the world changes when your name crosses my mind. Everything sharpens, darkens, intensifies. They call me obsessed. They say I've gone too far, but they don't understand that what I feel for you isn't something I chose. It's something that chose me, something that rooted itself so deep inside me that even trying to remove it would destroy me entirely. You can run behind their protection, their orders, their fear, but you can't hide from the bond that wraps around both of us. It's in the way you breathe when someone mentions me. It's in the way your heart stumbles at the thought of my voice. You can deny it to the world, but you can't deny it to yourself, and you can definitely never deny it to me. You don't know how many times I've stood in the dark, imagining you listening even from miles away. I speak to you not because I expect an answer, but because the words won't stay inside me. They fight to reach you, to break through the distance you've tried to create. And I know even if you won't admit it, a part of you hears me, feels me. Every time I whisper your name into the night, you're not here, but your presence wraps around me like a shadow I can't escape. I feel you in the air, in the silence, in the faint memories that strike me when I least expect them. I talk to you because pretending you're gone is impossible. I talk to you because the darkness listens, and in that darkness, I find pieces of you that refuse to fade. You don't have to stand in front of me for the truth to remain unbroken. What binds us doesn't need touch or words. It exists deeper than that. You can distance yourself from everyone else, build walls and lie to your own heart, but you can't rewrite destiny. And no matter where you try to go, it will always pull you back to the place where you already belong, even if you aren't ready to face it yet. You don't even realize how natural it felt to say those words out loud. I didn't think, I didn't hesitate. Your name rose in my throat like a claim that was already written inside me. They looked at me with shock, with fear, with disbelief, but I didn't care. Let them stare. Let them whisper. Let them tremble. I only spoke the truth you've been trying to bury in the dark corners of your heart. You think staying away will weaken my resolve, but all it does is feed the fire I've been holding back for far too long. I speak to you even now, even though you're not standing here, because your absence still fills the room like a ghost that refuses to fade. And you feel me too, whether you admit it or not. That pull inside you, that ache you can't name, that is me reaching you from miles away. You don't see how much power you have over me. I was raised to command armies, to rule kingdoms, to bow to no one. But when it comes to you, everything inside me changes, not into weakness, but into something darker, stronger, more unstoppable. People call it obsession. They call it madness. But it's just love stripped of softness, love without restraint, love that refuses to die quietly. You can hide behind their protection, behind their fear, behind the rules they created to keep you away from me. But none of that will change what your soul already knows. You carry my name without speaking it. You carry the weight of our connection, even in the silence you wrap around yourself. You can deny me with your lips, but your heartbeat gives you away every single time. You don't know how many nights I've spoken into the darkness, imagining you hearing every word. I picture the way your breath would catch, the way your hands would tremble, the way your eyes would widen, not because of fear, but because of recognition. You know these words belong to you. You know this claim was never meant to be gentle. And deep down, you know it's the truth you've been running from. You aren't here, but I feel you as if you're standing right in front of me. Your absence is loud, heavy, impossible to silence. I reach out into the air sometimes knowing I won't find you, but still feeling the echo of where you should be, and that echo, yours and mine, keeps pulling us back into a destiny neither of us can escape. You don't have to confess anything. You don't have to return. You don't have to say my name. The truth already exists without your permission. It lives in the tension you carry, in the dreams you can't control, in the fire that rises inside you whenever you think of me. And no matter how long you run, no matter how strong you pretend to be, you can't deny what's already yours and what I've already